Hello, my name is Eric, and today I want to talk about nonsense. Welcome to the craziness that lives inside my head. I guess you wanted to know what do I mean by nonsense? Well, I couldn't really think about anything to talk about today. Uh, Usually, when I do a podcast, I'm always on a rant. I guess so. My rant today is nonsense. And what I mean by that? Well, I was in Walmart today and I'm doing my little shopping. If you want to call it shopping, I try to get the cheapest prices they got today. You know, when you live on a fixed income, you just can't go and pick up anything. So anyway, and I noticed, and I've noticed this for a while, and I heard stories about Walmart. But what I did notice is this older guy looked at me and I looked at him, no big thing, right? And there was a young guy. They have these young guys now, these young people working at Walmart. When I first moved down here, it was all old people. I should say 2020. I should say 2020. In 2020, they had all these old people working. Don't ask what happened to the young people. And all of a sudden, it's all old people at Walmart. Now they're back to the young people. So you got these young people. I yelled at one. You heard that story. But anyway, so this this young guy, I don't know what he is. He works at Walmart. He got whatever is on. Looked at me. I looked at him, and I kept on going. Now here's the nonsense. I thought about the '70s. It just hit me. I'm in Walmart, and these guys, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, and I'm just minding I'm 70 some years old. Especially when the young ones, I'm just saying, I'd be like, oh, okay, he's looking. Well, I don't know who he's looking at, but I gotta go. I gotta go shopping. I got shopping on my mind, and then it just hit me. 1970s. If it was the 1970s, and I said, oh wow, if this was the 1970s, I lived in New York and Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn, so it wasn't no Walmart. But you just had the regular streets. You had A&S's. I never cruised in A&S's. But I just walked the streets, this Fulton Street, and I remember doing this. You walk down Fulton Street, you see a guy, he sees you, he may smile, you may smile back, and same thing what I did at Walmart, and keep on going. But I had my gay friend who taught me the gay life of New York City. He said, no, no, no. If a guy's looking at you, lick your lips like that. That means that you want to have sex. I said, get the fuck out of here. So I didn't do it, and I didn't do it in Walmart. I'm talking about the '70s. So I remember walking down Fulton Street, and I did do that. Out of curiosity. This guy was looking at me, I was looking at him, and I did. And he came over and said, how you doing? And we started a conversation with whatever. But I was so nervous, I didn't do anything. I just kept on walking. But something did happen. I remember it was Christmas. I think it was 1977. I went Christmas shopping on Fulton Street, Brooklyn, downtown Brooklyn. And I'm walking down the street, and I was a chubby kid, and I noticed, I had to be late. I don't know how late it was, but I know because I think during the shopping hours, there was no parking. So, you couldn't park on Fulton Street because if it's shopping, they didn't allow parking, whatever. All I know is, as I remember it, this guy was following me in a car. And I noticed it. I'm walking towards the outside of, because everybody's walking over there. So let those people walk over there. I walk on the outside. I'm slow. I'm fat. I'm slow. So anyway, I noticed that there was a car behind me in the street. So I turned, and the guy was right beside me in the driver's seat. He said, hi. He waved. How you doing? Need a ride? And I said, oh, yeah, I could use a ride. Got in his car. He said, my name is so-and-so. I forgot his name, and I told him my name. And he said, well, let's take a ride. So we took a ride down by the Brooklyn Bridge. The foot, I guess they call it the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge. He stopped the car. We talked. One thing led to another. We were kissing and carrying on. And I lived downtown Brooklyn. So I brought him to my house, my little apartment. If you really want to know, it was on State Street between Hoyt and Skimmerhorn. It was a studio apartment for $130 a month. This is 1977. So anyway, I brought him up there. And he told me that he worked for the health department. I forgot what he did, but he said he worked for the health department. The health department had a building down on Flatbush, not far from Fulton Street, down on Flatbush. I've been there. Don't. That's another story. But I had to go there for other things. But anyway, so I knew what he was talking about, where he worked at. So now I don't want to be disgusting or anything, but this is a very interesting story. All this popped up to me. This is just before what they call pre-AIDS, and the reason why it dawned on me, and all this came back because of the fact I picked this guy up pre-AIDS. He was the first guy that I ever picked up. Now, mind you, I'm going to be honest. I was a big whore during the AIDS epidemic. But this guy was just before that epidemic. He said he worked for the health department. And he was saying we was going to fool around, but he said that he had to use a condom. And be honest with you, I mean, he did he say, I think he did say condoms. And I probably didn't know what a condom was, because when I was in high school, they called them rubbers, So he had to use a rubber on me. And because he said, being that he worked in the health department, he's seen a lot of stuff. There's something going around. That's what he kept saying. And he said he don't mess with anybody unless he used rubbers. And that was the first time that you might as well say that's the first time I ever had sex with rubbers. I think I was like 22, 23 years old. Now, if you said to me, when the next time you use rubbers, forget it. I think that was my one and only time that I ever used rubbers. I'm not advocating anything. I'm just saying this is what my experience has been. As a lot of people my age, friends now, this is 2023. When we talk about what we did in the 70s, it's amazing how we're still alive, because a lot went on. Now, I'm only bringing this up because I'm in Walmart 2023, and I'm looking at these guys and looking at me. Me right now, I'm not paying attention because, I'm old, fat. Who wants me? But then I notice they're looking. The other thing is, this is in 2023, I noticed that a lot of guys, they be walking with their wife, and the wife is talking to them and about they want this, and as soon as the wife turn away, they'll look my way, and I look away because they looking my way. Then I have to be careful because I'm wondering, did I fool around with that guy? How's they say? What's that saying? You can take the whore out of the city, but you can't take the... You get my drift. Thank you for listening to this nonsense I just talked about. Thank you for listening to the craziness that lives inside my head.